and that's called an angel flower. Those things are actually that big. They're like this big. They hang out of the trees. They're that big. Little travelogue. Come on. And that's like what we might consider an acorn. And I think I missed the last slide, but
Can you put it back on?
yeah, can you just get to the last slide? So that's just an idea of the kinds of things, you know, that you might see down there, and this is the timeline. And again, this is something for you to really pay attention to. If you decide you do want to come on the trip, the cost of the deposit will be $400. That will be due on February 1st. And it will be due in Dean Wilhite's office. And Dean Wilhite, can you remind me of the name of the person that it goes to?
Christine Weiss.
Oh, okay, Christine Weiss. She is the administrative assistant to the dean. Then the first installment, April 1st, will be $1,100. The remainder, and we don't know what the remainder will be yet, but I put it up to the top that it could be. Okay, so I'd rather tell you it's less than have to tell you it's more. Okay, it's going to be approximately that, but one of the things that we don't know yet, we have transportation scheduled. We don't know how often we need it, so we just made it so that everything that we could possibly use it for went into the budget. And so when we realize then that maybe, you know, the PT students are going to be off doing one thing, we won't need one of the vans, then that's going to bring our costs down. We just don't know that until we actually get the agenda put together. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? You can turn the light back on, Joe. Yes?
How is the cost going to be adjusted if we decide for a single or a double?
It would be $77. Let me just make sure I get that right.
Is that not wrapped up in that cost?
I think she wants to know how.
Oh, would it be different?
How
It
the
would
cost would be adjusted.
It would be adjusted according to what you select.
So basically, and then depending on what program we go to, we go with, the transportation costs are also going to be split up individual?
No.
No.
Just the accommodations?
Yeah, just the accommodations. The accommodations are $77 per night for a single and $88 for a double. So if you go for a double, it's only $40 a night to stay, which is a pretty good deal, and it's a pretty nice place.
The prices that you have up there, is that for a double or a single?
That is for,
People getting doubles.
Double.
that would be for people getting
So
doubles,
if
yes.
somebody gets a single, they would pay an additional
Yes.
amount over that.
Or sort of second double?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay? So find a friend, and that would be the best course of action. Yes.
If we don't have like someone that we can ask to live with, would you guys set us up with someone?
What we can do is when we break up into our disciplinary units,
Okay.
you can talk to people that are in that group, and that might be the best way to do it, just because you're going to have similar interests and also be more available to one another in terms of meetings, etc. Okay?
But
Anything?
if in the end somebody does not have somebody to room with, then you would just let the coordinator from your discipline know, and I'm sure there will be other people that can connect you up.
Thanks.
Okay. Anything else? Paula, you want to talk a little bit about the contract?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've
No,
been
no.
involved in the International Interdisciplinary Course Program for a while. As Dean Wilhite said, it's been so long we can't even remember when we started. But based on our experience, we know there are a lot of things that happen that are typical to happen on a trip. They're usually wonderful experiences. They're always wonderful experiences. They're also intense experiences. You're in an environment that you're not accustomed to. You're experiencing things you've never experienced before. You're a little sleep deprived because of the travel. Lots of things happen, and your body and emotionally can go through a lot of changes. So we're trying to, based on our experience, to set up a list of do's and don'ts, a lot of don'ts, that are designed really to help you and your travel mates get through the experience as successfully as possible and as happily as possible. I'm not going to go into the details of the don'ts that we're going to have you, that we are going to ask you to sign on to right now. But just to tell you that they are really based on our experience of travel, what we think works best in how we get along with one another, and how we can be in a country and behave as good representatives both of the university and of the United States, and treat the country that we're visiting with utmost respect. And so the rules that we have set up as policies are really aimed at that end. And before you travel, we're going to ask you to sign on to those policies. And they, as you look at them, they're going to be very logical and things that we can't imagine anybody would disagree with. But I'm not going to go into the details of those right now. The contracts that you're going to sign are also going to address the non-refundability of the monies that you put forward. So when you put the $400 deposit down, that's non-refundable. And at each stage along the way, when you make a payment, that's not refundable. And the basis, the reason for that is that at some point, the university does put money forward to actually secure the flight, purchase the tickets, secure the hotel rooms, etc., so that we're advancing that money, and we ask you for that money at the point that we have to put out that money. So understandably, we can't start refunding the money because it would have an impact on everybody else's bottom line. You should be talking to the people in your individual discipline with regard to the kinds of benefits that you might be eligible to you through financial aid, as well as for the course that you will be taking in connection with the course. And that is the final point I want to make. In addition to the travel experience, in each of the disciplines you will be signing up for a class that's going to be taught by the person that is from your discipline accompanying you on the trip. And it's an academic course. There are going to be assignments related to it in connection with the work that you're doing there, as well as other readings that may be assigned to help you reflect on the work that you're doing and connect it up to your discipline information, knowledge, and values that you've been working on here in your programs, in your respective programs. So I think everybody, when you see the summer and fall listings, you will see the travel abroad course listed, and that's the course that you register for. And I believe in all disciplines, will it be a summer course?
No, in clinical psych it's a spring course.
So in clinical psych it's a spring course, but I believe in the other disciplines it will be a summer course. So you'll see it listed in your course offerings as a summer course. And you'll hear from your program coordinator for your discipline about what the course number is going to be for your particular discipline. Have I left anything out? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Paula. So just to go forward then, at the end of this large group meeting, we're going to split up and go with our individual disciplines so we can talk a little bit about the course. Our duties for that particular part of this meeting is to actually come up with give you some information about what we're thinking about regarding the course, and also to try and get some ideas from yourselves about the kinds of things you'd like to see in the course. We'd also like the faculty and you to come up with a next meeting date. So if you are interested and you put down your $400 on February 1st, we'd like to have you meet again with just your small group of faculty and yourselves in your discipline sometime in mid to late February. And then any other questions that you have, you can either ask your faculty member who is representing your unit, or you can always ask me. I've provided for you all a copy of my business card, so if you just pass one of these around, or pass this packet around, you can take one, and then always know that you can get me directly if you do not have access to your disciplinary faculty member. What I'd like to do, I have this